Don't wait, don't wait.
Don't wait.
Oh yeah, don't wait.
Don't wait. Don't wait till I die.
Don't wait, yeah.
Don't wait.
Don't wait, my brother, don't wait.
Don't wait.
My sister, don't wait.
Don't wait. Don't wait till
I'm in the hospital, don't wait.
Don't wait.
I'm dying, don't wait.
Don't wait.
I need your help, don't wait.
Don't wait. Don't wait till I die.
Please help me, don't wait.
Don't wait.
Don't wait, don't wait, don't wait.
Don't wait.
I need you help me now,
Don't wait. Don't wait till I die.
Don't wait till I die before you help me. If you want to help me right now. Don't wait, oh sister, don't wait. I said don't wait, my brethren, don't wait. Don't wait till I die before you help me. I need your help. Help me right now. I'm in the hospital, lying on my sick bed. I just need you to help me one my life, and Jehovah will bless you. Don't wait till I die to rain cast and get my body to the grave. I said don't wait when I die before you praise me. Don't wait when I die to cry for me, man. Oh, don't wait when I die to post my photo. This woman was so sick. She was saying got up on her day. I said she went from place to place, but she could not get the treatment she needed. Finally, her son took her to the hospital. And the doctor said they should bring 5 pounds of blood. But this woman could not afford the money. Oh yeah, even her son could not afford the money. He left the mother at the hospital. He went to family member. He went to Uncle Johnny place. He said, Uncle, my mother is at you. I left my mother at the hospital. And the doctor said, we should bring 5 pounds of blood. Uncle, please help my mother. Uncle, help my mother. Uncle, I beg you, help my mother. Please help my mother. Oh, uncle, help her before she dies. Johnny looked in her face. He said, my son, I don't have no money, oh. My son, no money, oh. What tell your mama say? I don't have no money, oh. I will see what to do. But next week, my son, no money.
Good evening. I want to welcome all our viewers and listeners right here this beautiful wet evening here in the East Coast. I have a phone system right here. There's a song called Music and I'm walk on the street and we're right here from my phone to house into the network. To have you here, Harold. You did Victor Morgan. Good evening, welcome. And not forgetting my own sister, Deb Collier, right here in the Ocean State of Welcome.
My mother is I left my mother at the hospital.
Veronica Ramos, good to have you here this evening. Thank you. Welcome to the show.
I come to beg you. Auntie, help my mother. Auntie, please help my mother. Oh, Auntie, help her before she dies.
Help her before she dies.
As I woke up, enter the house. She brought 500 from her money.
Oh man, trying to rescue life. Welcome to the show. This is Lpr-Tv live with the Panelists.
Tell your mama, say.
Tell your mama.
I wish her well. He left me went to
Renzo,
Hong
good evening,
Kong.
welcome. I'm talking about friends
Papa was
from
so
us.
rich.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon.
He was
Depending on
rich.
location.
He had everything to his disposal.
And then what
He said
happens?
to my mother, is I you? I left my mother at the hospital.
Oh Lord.
And the doctor said,
And what did the doctor
we
say?
should bring 5 pounds of blood.
5 pounds of blood.
Uncle, please, don't allow my mother to die.
Oh Lord.
Uncle, please, don't allow mama to die. Oh.
Welcoming SB from the homeland of the late John McCain. I'm talking about Phoenix, Arizona. Good evening, you're welcome.
Don't allow
Just
mama
right
to
in
die.
time.
What's to die? He looked at the boy. He shrugged his head. He said, my son, I don't have money.
You don't have
I'm
money?
getting my salary by next month, my son.
Oh man.
I don't have money.
No pay, no money.
Go tell your mama, say, I pay to a condition.
Oh Lord.
The boy left. He started crying.
Okay, Walter, I wouldn't want anybody to cry at this evening. Welcome to the show. Like the Republic and help Ladies and gentlemen, to welcome to the show. I am Alfonso Zienso, and this is today's editions of Lpr-Tv Live with the panelists. The panelists are here in full to discuss, dissect, and critical issues affecting our country. Welcome to the show. I am Alfonso Zienso of the Liberia Public Radio in collaboration with the panelists. They are here in full. Welcome to the show. Here, and let's see here, and we're going to get this program going right there. Mr. Contour himself is marching on from where? North Carolina. Good evening and welcome. Thank you so much for your commitment and always being here. Hopefully you're a chauffeur one day, Welcome to the show. I'm Alfonso Zienso of the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. Crazy wet evening here in the East Coast. But I think I prefer this than the snow. The snow is not a good guy to me because sometimes it becomes a problem driving. Rain, that's okay. I'm not salt, I'm not going to melt, but we can deal with it as compared to the snow because I know what it means when it snows in the East Coast here within the New England belt. Time check here is 8:09 Eastern Standard Time right here in the USA. And I'm Alfonso Zienso of the Liberia Public Radio. We want to welcome all our viewers, listeners, followers right here on this network. Interestingly, on this network, we do not usually pivot in your directions or maybe the talking point that you so much desire. And so entertainment is at a minimum scale on this network because there's a lot ahead that we need to talk as a people, as a nation, and as a country with the hope of finding the many solutions confronting our country. And we all have a shared responsibility in terms of the conversation, our talking point, and how we get those information out. It must be done with authenticity, genuineness, not to be so mean because of personal reasons or our own personal differences with politicians or stakeholders or those who are desiring to occupy the higher office of the land or even the first branch of government. In this light, we take very seriously what we do. Here, at most time, we disagree, but the conversations is always conducted in a civil context because we want to get a clear understanding. I want to be convinced, the audience, the viewers, those people in Liberia, other places right here in the USA. And what we need to understand in this talking point monologue here this evening, whatever happens in Liberia, directly or indirectly, we all feel the pain. Whether you're for or you against. So it is important As we come to this conversation, people take up their time, valuable time. Those are in Liberia to sacrifice their $2, $3, $4, $5 to put data on their phone because their ears opening up to get something good. But we as a facilitator, as an anchor, as a presenter, when we begin to insert ourselves into the story, we should not be the case in the first place. It is not about us. It is not about our personal feelings. It's not what you desire as Afonso Soul, as SB, as Aaron. No, it's about the country. If we can just undo the face cap and put the interest, the face of Liberia first, trust me, we will do much better. But I've come to realize, and probably some of you may agree, and also you are at liberty to disagree with me, with personalized conversation, something about the country. We're not talking about, it is not my house we are talking about. We are not either talking about your house. We are talking about a sovereign nation. We are talking about a country over 100 and some more years old. We are talking about a country with diverse background, people from different background created through the beautiful image and the divine intervention of God. So definitely, we're going to have a rocky role in having this conversation. Absolutely, yes. But when we get out of the bubbles and more or less put the interests of the country first, and not what you will get because you are talking, you are whining, because there's something inside unknown to the rest of the Liberian people. So you do everything possible that you can to defend, to protect, and justify the actions of your failed politicians. As the result, we are all hurt. The entire nation feels the pain because of one person's decision, and that decision could have been a turning point to the conversation. But we put on the face cap, it must be me, and only me. You alone, you want your pot to boil, my brother say. As long as your pot boiling or is good, it's good. And that's not how it works. That's not how it's supposed to be. If we are talking about personal thing of your own achievement, okay, understandable. We can say yes. But imagine, we are talking about 15 plus political subdivision, towns, villages, chiefdoms, clans, districts, not to mention over 5 million people. We don't know exactly what the number is, and that's why it's so important these censuses are done, because this is how responsibility and developments being apportioned by national government, and not just on the national government, international organization comes in to intercede to help. So can you imagine, is someone getting the point here this evening? But most of our folks, they take the country to be like their own, their personal property. So their talking point is feelings. Feelings comes in, in ties with emotion. So that, oh yeah, when he talking, he looks like, well, no. Watch out for those fake and false presentations. They are doing it for themselves. But here, we do it differently. So if this is your first time, just maybe buzz into this podcast, this program. Let's say you are welcome. This is the Liberia Public Radio. I am your host, your anchor, Afonso Zienso, with the panelists. And some of them, trust me, they will be so annoying. That's who they are. Some of them claim to be liberal. Some of them are from the far right. Some of them say they are no position. Some of them are position. We entertain, this network is inclusive. We allow people to express their views, their opinions. Trust me, and you can also disagree with all. One and only thing we do not condone, and we do not really have time to express our vein, our energy, is insult. You can call me on top cover, sedition, opposition, this, that. You hate the government, you hate the opposition. I'm cool with that. But when that other one ready to come on now, then you across our rare land. Welcome to the show. I'm Afonso Zienso of the Liberia Public Radio, 10 Lpr-Tv. He's here. Let's get the ball rolling right now. Okay, here we go. Let's welcome a friend and brother from formerly from refugee camp to representative, from representative to senator of one of the big KSI, one of the big KSI, the seat of the land. I'm talking about Honorable Sir Joseph. Good evening. Thank you for joining us this evening. Let me bring in a liberal progressive from Saxton, Sacramento, California. This is a guy who believes people's wealth should be apportioned to everybody. We should divide. We should give away things. Where you work for, you just give it to me without even getting my consent. That's who he is. That's why he preaches on this network. And he's perfectly suited because he's in California next to Nancy Pelosi. Pelosi going to retire, already retired, not really retired, but leaving leadership. But he's still here and wants to be an actor. He's a supporter of Ambassador Joseph Newman Boykai. He's involved. He's unstable. Oh, God. Okay, let me bring in the liberal progressive here this evening. Samson Blocko Branto. What a good intro that we're giving you. How was that?
That was wonderful. That was wonderful. That's the liberal way. Mr. So first thing you need to understand is that whatever you have, you didn't do it by yourself. There are people that help you along the way. And so if you are successful, what the liberal believes, if you are successful, you should be giving back to our brothers and sisters. Why? What do you make you think that you alone should be millionaire and sit on the millions when people are suffering? That is unacceptable in the book of the liberal. Mr. So I'm not preaching that people should give away their money, but I want people to understand that where you are, you didn't get there all by yourself. God help you, and other people along the way helps you. So it is time, if you have gotten to a certain position, you look behind and help. Don't act like a Republican talking about you must be come up by your own bootstrap. Whereas there's no stripe on the boots about Liberians. In fact, many Liberians don't even have the boots to come up. So, Mr. So, don't try to disrupt my liberal view. Far from it. I respect people. You don't have to give. But what I say, if you earn, share. It's good to share.
The train is about to derail. Welcome to the show. Okay, what a wet evening here in the East Coast, the Liberal Progressive. Good evening. So welcome. The panelists are assembling, so representing different political views, opinions, and this is what we do here. The Christmas, the New Year has come and gone, so we're going to be focusing. Your guy, he was in Nima County today. After we all been talking, he been missing action. It look like this guy, it look like he listened to you, right? Boyka.
Mr. So, they don't know me. I don't know them. I just admire single person, Ambassador Baka. I'm not one of those supporters that just follow. I admire him, and so I respect him. But it's not like whenever he doing stuff that I'm aware of. I just heard of him being Nima from you. So it's not like I'm connected with them. I'm not connected. Far from it.
Oh, Lord. Okay, let me bring someone who was connected, who knows her political leader, who can tell her, who can convey. You know, your action on this network here, you talk about people, you don't know them, you profess you know them, but then you come back, you say you don't know them. You are becoming to be, you are confusing the Liberian electorate, but I'm going to bring in someone who knows a Kennedy, who is willing in the darkness, in the light, under the rain, under the sun, snow, fall, whatever season, can talk about her candidate. Dr. Keman Guertaranka is a supporter of Mandela Cooper. She's joining us right here from the Commonwealth Bell. Let me just bring her here this evening. Oh, a little I can see the remnants of the the 2023 and the brightness of 2023 is Dr.
23 has
Franca?
started, yes.
Yeah, good evening. And how are you?
I am well. I am very well. Brought in the new year with a lot of hope, and I'm just looking forward to what God is going to do this year. That's all. I am excited that we turned the page alive, and we're excited about this match. It's going to happen in 23 in Liberia.
2023 in Liberia. What's happening there?
Yeah.
What is happening? Who can give me the G's? What's going on?
Well, we're gonna have our own World Cup in Liberia, like the Electoral World Cup.
I love that. Is he aware of the tournament? The Liberal.
I don't know if Liberal, because Liberal doesn't seem to think there's nothing going on. So that's why he's the Liberal. He's chill. Like, look.
No, honestly, this guy. Do you strongly believe is he a real Liberal? You think?
He's a real Liberal because he's not afraid to state his position and his point. He's a real Liberal. I respect him for that. He's a real Liberal.
I'm trying to make this guy to get over my edge here this evening. Okay. Okay. All right. Good evening. Welcome. The talking point is still on. I think we have had enough conversation, and for some of you who are close to people that you support, is okay. It's good to have to make a choice. But we started the process. We need to go into their agenda, to what they represent, and not just only George. We are CDC coalition not doing this. We can do it. Okay, if you can do it, you need to open up. You need to unveil your package. Let me go to New Jersey. Our contributor, Kato Jalabalayan, is also here. Support in two places. Primary number 1, Joseph Boyka. Primary number 2, Elizana Gomez. So why is she in two places at the same time? My last name. That's not what I say. I hope you didn't hear me. Okay, good evening and welcome.
Two places.
Okay, I think we need to embark on that because we don't want to put a surprise to our Liberian people. The politicians, they are still develop this, what I call artificial leprosy hands. They are not telling us who they are, what they represent, and not just only the executive as well. The men and women, the first branch of government must and should be held accountable because they help also to drive the agenda of the executive by holding the executive accountable. But for the most part, we focus on the executive and we forget the men and women who also proxy our affairs, make laws, legislations. I don't go in chambers to go vote, right? Or we put them there. We don't take into consideration. We don't follow their footprint, their DNA, who they are, what they represent. I am concerned the lack of the kind of conversation that should be kept in the country with the first branch of government is not happening. They don't see eye to eye. More or less, they are partisan driven, and I don't think it's all going well. So we're going to be forcing them. Not really force them, but we're going to be talking about it, and hopefully somebody will listen to us for them to unveil their package and what it represents. Guys, evening, welcome. Let's start with you, Dr. Tronka. Where is your candidate? Where is Madame Mandela Cooper? But I received a little video from them. And I was trying to download that to play. But how is the party? How is MOL? Are they alive or there, or is it being resuscitated?
Resuscitated. I like that.
Because we don't know. I don't see. I haven't seen a lot of her in recent time. Probably I'm missing the ball. Maybe you can get me to the point. Like Joseph Brecker was in Nima today. Stuff like that. And two, before you respond to that, I don't see the top supporters in terms of people hands that they are lifting to be senator. 73, I believe 73 seats at stake in the first, both lower and upper. All right?
Right.
Everybody seems to be focusing on the presidency. So what happened when Alex Kumin wins the presidency and you do not have both houses support? How you think your agenda going to go? Just a boycott. It's not about winning the sitting president. So it's like a one-way street they are going. They just want to go be a president and sit down like a Christmas tree so that tomorrow, you see how the Republican and what his name, this guy, the Biden administration trying to figure out now how they can work with most likely Kevin McCarthy or whoever going to be the leader, because they know that's where also the presidency become more functional. But all these people, they are waiting. The opposition, we don't know who going to be their running mate. Yet we know who expressing to be president. I do not like that as a Liberian. I'm not imposing my will on them, but I do not want to get a surprise at the end of the day where I will not have enough time to process and be able to check these people. That is a valid point. It's concerning. They don't have we don't see their running mate. Worker going to Nima County, I don't know who a Unity Party, maybe the Liberal are going to help, or Quebec, Cotto going to help us. Who is the person that contesting against Senator Prince Johnson? So how are they contesting? Let's be honest, how?
Well, you're absolutely, correct in the sense of Madam Cooper has not yet been as vocal or present. One of the things that in speaking to her, that was one.
Oh, let me bring in Amos Joyce here as well. The man from the far right, he's here. Okay, I think, okay, let me bring it. Okay, I think Dr. Has hot network is frozen. Let me see, get her Assange position back there. Okay, let's see what's going on. Okay, Koto, good evening. Amos George, from the far right of Atlanta, Georgia. Good evening. I thought I saw somebody behind Boyka. I thought you were in Liberia.
My eyes are there.
Okay. I'm back.
Yeah.
My internet in this area is so shoddy. I have to probably buy a backup Wi-Fi or something. That's what everybody keeps telling me.
Everyone get to the White House in Liberia to promote her agenda.
Yeah, she might have to buy me a Wi-Fi.
In Liberia right now?
No.
She's here now. I think one of the things that we discussed, in order to win any election, you got to have money. Especially when you are going to have to construct everything from ground up in her case, because she has not been in politics before. So the first priority is we got to have money because we got to hit every corner of Liberia. Money is going to move, how it's going to set the tone of how the ending is going to be, or at least how the picture is going to look. So I think, Madam Cooper is in this interim, before things really takes off starting next month, has spent her time trying to lay some underground and some ground roots work, which I think was admirable, because you don't want to get out there and start yapping and talking, and you don't have too much backing. She has spent the last couple of months really on her grassroots, on people, on solidifying supports, on raising funds, so that once the gun is clicked and they said go, she's ready to go. But that is certainly something that she and I definitely talked about in terms of visibility. We understand that has been an issue for now, but it's not going to be an issue. I think she has put some serious ducks in line. Magdala is the type that when she fires, she doesn't want to fire empty bullets. So she didn't want to just come out and just, I'm running for president all over the place, without a solid plan and support and without a strong backing. We also chatted a bit about, is she now thinking about her VP? And she has, and she has considered some
news. Let's hear that.
Well, I mean, she has been, and without having to mention some of the names that she shared with me, I don't know the people, She is putting together committees to help vet some of these people so that it's not based on emotions. But she does have some names in that she is looking forward to probably chatting with at the very least. We are at the stage. She also is open, and which was it wasn't surprising, but I think when we all started the conversation about going um solo and on your own, I think we are reaching the point where even she is definitely open to aligning with a credible party that can build a stronger coalition. Now,
Okay.
with that said, it doesn't mean she's made a decision, but she definitely has opened up, you know, considering at the very least aligning with someone else as well.
Okay, let me hold you there. We're getting some things right. We this year, they get a saying that say it: "The kingdoms of heaven suffer violence, and so violence shall take it by force." Those of you who are here to talk for these politicians, we're going to make sure and squeeze here, not to create pain, but to get any information for the good of all. If they can't come and give it to us, since they can talk to you guys will be the one to deliver it to us.
So you already know I'm a lawyer. So we hold confidence. That's the first rule of that's the first rule of ethics, confidentiality.
We will violate
that
and talk about that later on and put it to you. Okay,
so
Sister Gloria, good evening, welcome.
I'm authorized to go but so far, and I know exactly where to drop the crumbs. So
okay. Sister, good evening, welcome.
Hey, how y'all doing? It's nice to see the ladies back home.
How are you?
Yeah,
I'm good.
Okay, so let's get the ball rolling here. What this guy when he's who are you always communicating with when we're having this conversation? Yeah, sometimes it becomes a distraction. I mean, that's his way of.
He's researching.
Searching for what? VP for his guy? All right. So, the Liberal.
Yes.
Okay, let me just bring you in here. It's a wet day here. We're still figuring out here. Your guy was in Nima County, right in the backyard of Senator Prince Johnson. I'm not sure whether we can play here, but yeah, he was there today. Hopefully we can get it out. Is he coming out of the share? Will we moving forward? I mean, the clock is eating away. What do you think?
Well, one thing I can say for sure, I don't think LPR should be in the business of trying to monitor the political leaders' schedule and their movement. Having said that, Mr. So, whatever it is that the ambassador is doing in Nima County, the last time I checked, is part of Liberia. It's not in Guinea, where he has to come and look for a visa to travel. He's allowed to travel anywhere, and whatever area he goes in, I'm sure he is there. The reason why I'm giving you this lecture, because it's not time for campaign yet. So I'm not going to sit down here and say the man has gone to campaign or what. But
what is he doing there?
Mr. So, first of all, Nima County is the Republic of Liberia, and secondly, he's allowed to go in there and have conversation. He has friends all over. He's a nice man. He has done so many things for so many Liberians. And so people welcome him. People love him in Liberia. And so when he travels, you can see. And so perhaps he gone to Nima County to have conversation with folks over in Nima County. He most likely he was invited to say, "Come and let's have a conversation." I don't know what he's there for. What I can say to you is that Ambassador Bakar has the free will and the free mind, and he can travel anywhere he wants, Mr. Soul. And so again, that's just to show you he's not just Lofa County man. This man is all over. Soon he will be in Grand Gita. Soon he will be in Maryland. All over the country, he will travel. And when the campaign starts, not only will he be traveling, but he will be telling you that I am here to stabilize this ship. Because if I don't stabilize this ship, most likely you might not be able to get to where you want to go. And so he would say, I hope I am the only person that have the ability to stabilize this ship.
In other words,
Okay.
he's trying to get visibility. That's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
In
Well,
other
our
words,
man,
he's trying to become
Wa-
visible. That's it.
yeah, Wharton Keta is a pro-government supporter. Keta, hopefully you found time to still join us here. We want to make it balanced, fair, proportional, and give everybody a side. Yeah. So, okay, Liberal is unable to answer my questions, saying Liberal
What do
is,
you mean I'm unable to? But why would you make that statement, such a pronouncement,
that's my
when I just
view.
took, because my answer does not suit your question, does not mean that I'm unable to answer the question.
That's how I see it. Doesn't mean I'm right or you're wrong.
Exactly. It doesn't mean you're right. You can pronounce it.
Let me
Yeah,
go
that's
to
fine. That's fine.
Koto,
You
maybe
have the right
Koto.
to pronounce that. But that
Yeah.
does not make it true, though.
Okay, you don't know them, they don't know you, so your answers will always be they don't know what you are saying. Koto will be the one to tell us here. Koto, good evening.
Okay.
You gotta unmute your mic. Koto. Koto, unmute your mic. Uh-oh, she's not hearing. Koto, are you there? You want to check your mic? Your mic is muted. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening, Mr. So, and good evening to all of you here today, the panelists and the people of Liberia, around the world, and here in America. I think I have a little problem. Sorry for that.
No, we're getting you now. You're good.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah, no, it's okay.
yeah, somebody gets something on that. They gotta maybe tone down the volume. I think I'm getting some sort of feedback. Okay, so I think Dr. Turankat network is having issue. Folks, welcome. All right, I was just asking Libra. I don't know, maybe if you're getting energies from all that we need to know. We're just talking. Was that yesterday, day before yesterday? And the Libra was crying, whining here. Oh, the VP. I don't know where he gone. Well, he's out now. Are we getting to the point? What are you hearing? You also share his political ideology. We want to get these people agenda. We want to focus on what they can do. I don't know where to get it. Their people, you guys are their supporter. Probably through you, we're going to be getting it now. Do you think the VP is getting closer to get his pick as well? Saying what is happening right now?
Talking to me?
Yeah, you support the VP.
Oh, okay. Mr. So, right now, it's like when hunter is searching for a squirrel. You have to search all the holes that you can, put your guys there or put your trap to make sure when the squirrel is coming out, they won't escape and you have hold of them. So as politicians right now, they are trying to touch all the bases, all the good guys, all the candidates, all the voters' attention. Okay, and right now it is a call from the people of Nima County. They are calling on the VP. We need you here. We want to see you. We will have this to discuss with you. So he went there upon the call of the people in Nima County. So right now that's what's going on. So he is there upon the call of the Nimbadians. So whatever happens there, that's it. What happened in that era, hopefully it's going to be successful. That's what the VP is there for.
There seems to be scramble here before I go to Amos George and Sisi. There seems to be scramble. Of course, the hometown of Sisi Gaz, Councillor Tiawo Gonglo here. Is the VP trying to turn his way to Nima County as a turning point? You think? Do you think that would be a strategy? Is that what they are? Is that what you're hearing from them as well? What are you hearing?
For me, I always like to speak in parable. If you want the woman and you know that to get that woman is the father or the mother, you go to where the encouragement is, and that's what we're seeking to see whoever has that interest in the VP. Right now, that is lay one side. The one Goglo can be one side. Whatever move he wants to make, he can make there. That will be inclusive of the one Goglo and any other thing. You know, they say seek Jesus, right? You have to see Jesus before you get to God, right? So we make sure seek Jesus first, then all other things shall follow.
So who Jesus in the case and who God in the case?
Hey, that story. The people of Neighbor County are the follower of Jesus Christ.
So,
When the
I
people
said the follower said Jesus himself. Who the Jesus now? Because he said Jesus and God.
leave that, that's what I'm telling you. The Jesus there could be.
he's concerned because at his backyard, you are in his.
She called my candidate near just muffle the whole thing with Jesus and God. So I want to know
Hey,
which Jesus and God.
you going well, you going. The Godfather is there, right, of Nima County. The Godfather have put somebody in charge of the party. Okay, that could be the Jesus Christ. Okay.
Oh, that's Jeremiah. Okay, let's leave it there.
When you get Jesus Christ right there, you're going to get the Godfather, and you're going to get the whole Goklo. So that where where the fish is, where we're going for our fish to throw our nets. And the net is there. Whoever, and we're looking for the where the fish, converge.
The catfish. They are looking for the real catfish.
The big fish. That's what we catch. Right. We don't want baple. We want a big fish. When you catch a big fish, you will see naple that will be in the stomach. That's what we're talking about right now.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me bring in let me bring the man from the far right into this phrase yet, and Sissy gonna be one. So, Amos George, are you hearing? Your mic is muted, Amos George. Good evening.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're hearing you. Is that Cummings you're talking to too, as well?
I'm talking to Councilor Gonglo.
You guys you're looking for trouble with Sissy here. Why were you're ANC man? Why would you be talking to the councilor?
No, because Councilor Gonglo suspended his campaign chairman the last time. So I tried to find out from him what happened.
Are you asking him to investigate? Are you asking him to investigate the? You're hiring him to investigate the. Oh. Okay. All right. Let me get you into this phrase here. Look, we're in January now. Your guy said the other day, what, first quarter? I don't know which one. How soon? Do you think sooner the better, or are they getting to the point? What are you hearing from your folks?
No, I have not spoken to anybody on that issue recently.
You decided to be tight-lipped?
No, I'm not. Actually, I have not spoken to anybody on that issue.
What are you hearing currently?
Is it something that from the initial state what they said that just what is going on?
Yeah, maybe I'm novice into this here. We don't know Cummings running mate. We don't know some of the folks that are contesting in these battlegrounds. If they want to stress the establishment, Nima, I don't know who hand is being raised for Nima to go against, whether they are putting anybody there. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's just a concern because, and the reason it is important when they go into those places too, that will get voters on their side. But it appears no one is doing that. Is it no resources, no one to put forward? What is the deal?
I don't know, so they're not that no resources, but I think every institution has a way of working things up. Okay, and these counties, people will have to come forward. They have to vet the name and things that before they can say, hey, they are prerequisites for qualification for all the political parties. I don't know what are the prerequisites are, but I know they have some benchmark that candidates that want to run with me. And people who want to run with some financial tax to it. So maybe they are looking at all these things for people who would be eligible to run on the ticket.
Should we be contemplating that who would be running, who would not? Do you think is that what we should be talking about? Don't you think we need to know who want to be? Maybe if ANC is feeding a senatorial expiring in Nima, Bon, or whatever place, don't you think we're supposed to know that by now, in your own view?
Again, if there are some 11, personally, I would prefer to do it earlier. But I'm not in a position to speak for the institution, so I can't tell you. But personally, yes, I would have preferred being done earlier. That way, gave Kennedy more time to start going around. But again, these are institutions; they know how to play the ball, so I can't speak for them. But
Is that
personally, I prefer it earlier.
as a supporter? Is that something concerning? You are concerned? Are you concerned? What is happening?
Oh yeah, I'm concerned.
Okay. Let me go to the councillor's supporter. But before that, let me see this here, and we can scramble over here a little bit.
I want to change the story of two people. I want to change that story. On this government position to see money and job, they and family. Today, all of the government officials spend the Christmas with their families. They spend the New Year with their families. I spend the Christmas with the people of Grand Bassa. Spend the New Year with the people of Riverside. Amen. That is
Okay, Mr. Goya, that was the councillor that in
So you see what leadership looks like. You see what political seriousness looks like. The candidate goes to the villages. I hope I was saying the picture where he had to cross over a log. People are walking with a log to go to those places where this is the first time those people have seen a presidential candidate. So while the three Hebrew boys are busy in their fake lion's den, and the four wise men of Buakai handler are busy going to see Jesus Christ. I don't know which Bible they're in. While Joseph Buakai is busy fishing with fishing net, trying to catch a shark. I don't know how that makes sense, because I don't know if Nukwe is a shark, it's a big fish, because he caught Nukwe the last time. So this is Ambassador Buakai is now known to be a good fisherman, coming from a county where we actually do fish we do fish with net. And you know, you don't go fishing in Lofa County hoping to catch a shark with a fishing net. And I think that's what Ome Buakai is trying to do with his new son that just got on the ground, talking about the four wise men went to see Jesus Christ, or the ANC people who got the three Hebrew boys going into something. I don't know where they're reading the Bible then from. My sister Kanye talking about somebody will be Jesus, somebody will be God. They can't tell which one will be Jesus, which one will be God. The problem is political unseriousness among these people that want to lead. Tewan Konglo over there. And I'm happy to listen to the honorable Anthony here today, my sister Dr. Toronka, because I have been excited and waiting to hear, because Madam Mandela Cooper, when she came on this platform, she spoke with the fire from the belly. You can tell that these are people who come to political discourse with seriousness. Not people that be quoting, somebody looking for Jesus and the Godfather, and then starting in the lion den with their four Hebrew boys. And Mr. George wants to come here and ask me about my candidate that's been the most transparent, talking about, we fire somebody. Where does that go? But when you ask them for the 70K, they will run around you in circle. They will run around you and they say, oh, in the head of the government. Yeah, any serious political, any serious institution comes you're selling to us as somebody who comes from corporate America, they will run an internal investigation. We're not talking about the criminal side. We know it is the Liberian National Police supposed to give us the day-to-day or the update on the criminal investigation. But what is your internal investigation? What was your cash flow policy? Was it violated? You won't tell me you ain't doing nothing yet and stay. This is the clean hand, man. Now, all of a sudden, you know, y'all want us to account. We can't account. Y'all give us a break. Look, this thing is mind-numbing when we listen to these people that are supposed to be serious politicians in our country, and they're creating more and more chaos. So I'm so excited, and I'm hoping that when Madam Mandela Cooper gets in on the ground and start actually doing these visits, that the conversation will start to shift. That people who have not seen, like you saw in that village today, people who have not seen the presidential contender, the only get the fifth place by player to run down there and go talk to them. People who not even close to decision making that nobody can see, and they get in some t-shirt, but now they see political candidates. You know, so these people can run around only in places where cars can go to their business. We will go to places where cars don't go, and we'll not be fishing. We're fishing there trying to catch shark. Because in my nuke, last time we checked, and I beef fish. That mean bad play. I think that Fiamma Buka, the last time the 5% caught.
Yeah.
Listen, I haven't seen this side of you. It look like the glove off.
Blah blah blah. I didn't even know it. So talk about your
Hold your peace. We're gonna do it one at a time.
I spoke about my candidate. I was just responding to people who took shots thinking that my candidate is a vice presidential material. I'm just pushing back. I did talk about my candidate. I did say you saw him in the villages.
But I listened to that and I monitor it too. It was quite interesting because it's very sad for people in the country. River says, I haven't visited it before, to be honest. But for those people, I don't know how far that city from the capital or whatever it is, but for them to say that the first time somebody who wants to be a president, I know it's not possible that a presidential experience or candidate to go everywhere, but for those people to come out to say, it is our first time somebody is coming to us, it means a lot. Dr. Turonka, I'm not sure you're going to validate his political argument because both of you don't have, but for the good of Liberia, that is extraordinary.
I mean, as I said, you can kind of dance around it. The man is trying to be visible. He's trying to, you know, gain some momentum. At the end of the day, again, as Sise said, we are trying to now talk about at this phase of the game, gearing up strategies to be able when Magdala Cooper comes out and trying to be visible, she's not just coming just to be shooting. She's talking to people. She's spending the time privately talking to the people, talking about their needs. We're not trying to do, you know, going around the country just to show up, you know. And I'm not suggesting that's what the former vice president is doing. I'm just speaking on what her strategy is. Her strategy right now is to make sure she understands the needs of the people. So when she gets out there, she is speaking from what she has been told, from what she has seen, from what she has experienced with the people. And it doesn't have to be a fanfare. It doesn't have to be something that is televised or known right now. She is moving around, but we are, like I said, most elections are not won without money. You got to have the funds. We don't want to get in there and then lose steam or lose gas as you are moving and campaigning when campaign really starts on the heat of, you know, in the heat of campaign. So I can't speak of what the other political parties are doing or what the former vice president, what he was doing, you know, wherever he's going. But I know for a fact it is just to create visibility. Now, if that's what his strategy is and that's what's working for him, and kudos to him. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, he's been known. People know who he is. So we want substance at this point from him.
Okay. Amos George.
Yeah.
I think you were forcibly brought into this frat. Sisi took a shot. But was it a valid argument he was making?
Not to tell it.
Now what?
I have been touring towns and villages of Liberia before Congo came into the campaign. I appreciate Congo's effort, but he cannot just say this is what it means, because Mr. Cummings have been out there and committed this. He had gone to Neymarket in villages. So if Congo is following the footsteps, that's okay. And second, I just want to remind him, if you look at paper, there's an investigation going on about Martin Couladen right now as I speak to you. So it's not that Mr. Cummings is not, he doesn't want to be transparent.
What's going on?
Wait, I thought these two people yesterday, you and Jay told us I didn't know about any investigation going internally. I'm talking about the police investigation. I'm talking about your internal investigation.
They say, don't misquote, I'm right here. What you did not say, what I said, just go back and visit the tape. We never told you that we did not know about any investigation going internally. Only the police. Never. Go back and play the tape. I'm right here. You can visit the tape and come back.
So which paper you got it written in about your internal investigation so we can read?
Check front page.
So you will not release your own thing at front page, gotta talk for you. You will not put no press release out. A serious political institution will not release press release.
It's the information provided.
Okay, so hold on. Let him make a point, then I will do.
So I don't know how Gonglo run his party, but if he's speaking to the press or give a press release to the party, it's the institution that giving that press release to front page, and it's a newspaper in Liberia people read. So if the LPP cannot do that, maybe they have different mechanisms. I don't know, but that is the way that the CP of Mr. Comey choose to inform the public. If that's not enough, okay, but that's the pattern we use. Someone who want to question it, they have the right.
Okay, Keba, Koto, you want to come into this fry, because I think when Sissy was referring to you, were kind of like
he kind of like bombarding me, like I don't know. I feel like you sort of be talking about your candidate and promoting your candidate. I'm here to promote my candidate, and we catching big fishes.
Today, note of Osoya. Today, you go note of Osoya for Sissy.
Let's say cool himself down a little bit, because as he getting hyper, when this is Obama said, he said when we're going high, we're going low. Say it's going high right now, I'm going low, because my aim is
the other way around.
Yeah, I want to win.
I don't think she grabs that. Yeah, thank you.
That's right. She made your argument for you. Going high.
I'm going low. Cool down. So that is it. In election, we deal with numbers. See what Gongolo having there is that number, and we come to looking at number to vote for you. That's not a number right there. And besides, the VP have been even to River Cells. VP provided even a boat for the people of River Cells. Are you aware of that? Yeah, those are the needs for people in the places there. VP did that. He have been meeting with these people, and when you ask them, they will tell you they know the man. And when we're talking about Kennedy, that's what we're talking about. Who has been there, who has shown some sign, or who have shown some concern about the people of Liberia. That's what we're talking about. Gongolo now is just making himself known in those areas. So it's right that what he's doing is very good, for which I appreciate it. But that does not mean that what other people are doing is not credible. What VP is doing, that he's on the way of campaigning. And Gongolo's on the way of complaining. I can't even discredit him, because that's what people are supposed to be doing. Go and meet the voters. If you are able to meet whoever you able to meet and win them over, that's it. And the VP is doing that right now. So he's not sitting and waiting for the people to come to him. He's going to them. So whether we catch big fishes, that's our business. That's our way of running our campaign. Okay? So that's what the VP is doing, yes. And we're not stopping. VP is not stopping there. That's just a small one. He's going in all the other villages in the surrounding area. In the surrounding area, and even beyond that. I'm telling you, what we're on now, we're not non-stop. Is what we're on. It's consultative. This is not campaign time, we just consulting. And when the campaign time shall have come, we will be there running the campaign. But right now, we are consulting, and whoever we consult to collaborate, that's what we're doing. So your man might come to us because we're waiting to collaborate with him. And to be frank, he doesn't have the number. He's a good candidate, but I think he's not known. So we're going to get him over, to work along with us. That's what we're thinking on.
So, Koto, you not join these CDP with no more business.
Yeah, my town, please wait, because I want to ask God. You know when people post stuff in chat, what a number? Show up what number you're talking about. Show up. I'll give you my town so you can tell me what a number you're talking about.
The number is the people we're trying to win over. That's the number we're talking about.
He said you get a number. That means you already got a number. What's the figure? Give us the figure. In Sando County, what's your number? In Rewaji County, what's your number? Outside of Lofa County, give us the record, the number of the vice president. The man who not wanting to be, you might want like you want to be the mayor in Lofa County.
Now. It's not your time. It's not your time. Give me time. Your man went to Riverside. Let Baka go to that particular Riverside and see the number he will put on. You get just 10 or 15% right there listening to the man right now. He said number. You think when they go to vote, what they call that counting? You think they want to piece of paper and put down? That number of people coming to vote for you.
Madam Kotu, hold on, guys. I'm not too sure what's happening with Mr. So, but let me turn this into a little bit of a conversation.
I was on the floor. Say interrupted me.
So we'll come back to you. We'll still come back to you. But I want to
ask them my town to her towns. Because I want to hear the number. Yeah, really want to hear it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. But I want to change this subject here to a different thing here.
Yeah.
I know his campaign has not started yet, so there'll be a lot of time where we're gonna come out here and have a serious debate. But let's go a little bit on the other side. I'm not too sure what is happening with Mr. So. Let me ask you here, Kotu. As you heard, I'm not too sure because I have not seen it. But Mr. So said that Ambassador Barker have gone to Nima County. If you were with Ambassador Barker today to go to Nima County, what are some of the things perhaps you would put on his chart cards or cheat sheet or whatever you want to call it, that you think will be important for the people of Nima to hear from your potential candidate?
What I will actually be there telling him to talk to the people of Nima, and talking to the people of Nima will be like what we think or what they think we can do for them as a candidate. Who is VP Barker. He has been there before and he has the experience, and what he wants to do that he did not complete, or what he had in mind working with the alien government with some of the things that he has on mind, the plan is what he will be implementing. And being on that, saying that we want them to work along with us. And we can promise that what they have in mind, collaborating with what we have, we can put our plan in place and be a better candidate for them to be rescued. And that's what we will be talking to those people and make sure to get to the various villages around there to convince them. Because what is happening now, the people of Nima have their people they love most, which is our former rebel, sorry for him, Prince Johnson. Okay, not Prince Johnson now, and Prince Johnson have come out to put somebody ahead of his party right now.
Okay.
And that they know that person, what we could be doing is to work along with whoever they are working, that they know better, that we can work along with, that they will trust us. It's what we're going to be talking to them, that we want you to trust us for power next time. And so we want to work along with your leaders right now so that we can pursue power tomorrow and work and do better for your county. And that's what I will be telling them.
All right, let me go on to Doc. Doc, let me ask you this. You spoke earlier that your candidate you and her had some nifty and exciting conversation, which I'm not saying that you should tell us now what the conversation was about. But from all indication, Do you see your candidate making any headway in Liberia at all?
I do. I absolutely do. I think I think this election is going to cause some kind of stir. She's going to make some noise. She's going to cause some stir. She's sharp as a whip. She knows what the people want in terms of just the Liberian people. She's been working on the ground, especially in her philanthropy work. But Madam Cooper understands the dynamics of Liberia. And again, she may not have been a politician in government, in the Liberian government, but I think what she's doing now is making sure she understands, not just asking the people to tell them what the needs so she can make these empty promises. She's trying to understand what the people, the desire is, and what kind of government do these people want to see. She's spending her time constructing a pseudo or a mock government, because once it takes off, you don't have time now to start to vet people here and there. So I think the stage she's in right now, she's preparing, and preparation is the key to winning anything. I really see a serious upset, and I know like people may not, because of her lack of visibility so much now, or not being in government before, it may be looked at that she may not go as far. But I think she's going to hold some people to their feet, and that is where she's going to gain a lot of momentum, because of her incredible smart about what's happening in Liberia. She's going to hold a lot of these candidates, especially being the only female candidate. She has credibility, and you're going to hear her.
I see. So let me come to you, Cece, before I go to Mr. George. Cece, I also saw that incredible picture of Mr. So. If you're ready, just bust yourself in as usual. But let me come to Cece. I saw those incredible picture of who I consider to be Liberian Paramissing, a very amazing lawyer, a young man who has taken and these are some of us who been involved in these things. We know this is a young man who could have gone anywhere, any part of the world, and make a very good living as a lawyer. He's very smart, but he decided to stay, and not just to stay, but he's also stayed to make sure many Liberians have the fair shake of whatever it is the society, government put in place by the societies that they're giving out to people, that they will be fully participated and fully represented. He's been doing that, and for that reason, I continue to call him Liberian Paramissing. But the incredible pictures that I saw today, him walking on that log as though Samson Toe is following behind his grandma going to the farm, from the village of the village of the village going to the farm. And I thought, seeing that picture, that these are things that will win you vote. But I just want to find out from you, without me going long like this, praising him, which I truly believe. But let me ask you this. You think the folks that he's going to be meeting and talking to, do they truly, first of all, do you think people around there appreciate, not just this is our first time seeing a campaigner coming to campaign here, but would you think they appreciate the gravity of what was unfolding before their own eyes? Having somebody of that stature to walk and do what they do every day. That log, you see that people walk on it every day to go to market, to go to school, all places. Do you think they really appreciate that?
I think, look, for somebody like me who, yes, I grew up in Monrovia, but My father made it a point every year when school closed, I had to go to Lofa. I had to go stay my entire vacation in Lofa. My grandfather was the chief zoo of Zaza district for the men. My grandmother was the chief women's zoo. So I know what it means to walk on those logs. That brought back memories for me. I remember we used to be going farm. Sometimes it rained and those logs get washed away. And you can't come to town and you can't go on the farm. What has been happening to those people? You know, there's a longer clip of that where other politicians, including lawmakers, will come and stop to where the car stop and send messengers for those people to leave their villages to come to where the car is, for them to meet with those people. And we're changing that stadium mentality of campaigning. Yes, there were only 10 people in that village, but those are 10 people that we're going to be asking to give us the power of attorney. Oh, okay. Well, you got a partner. Those are 10 people, Esther. Those are 10 people we're going to be asking to give us the power of attorney.
I don't mean to interrupt. Just hold on 1 minute. Folks, this is Liberian Public Radio. Not only do we do Liberian conversation, but you can see the young people that hopefully will come and represent us tomorrow. This is also a family show. So please, go ahead, Cesar.
Sorry, I'm on daddy duty and I had to do like
That's okay. That's
so,
okay. That's okay. You're young. You're young. That's okay.
So like I was saying, the councillor believes that when people, okay, the friend saying hi, it's okay. When people vote for you, they're taking maybe sometimes an hour to give you a power of attorney over their lives for 6 years, 9 years, in the case of senators. And so we want to make sure that these people understand and they grasp the gravity. Because when the president is about to build the Emory Hospital, he's not going to come back to all of the voters to say, let's decide on this thing, where to put the Emory Hospital. When the president decides to rebuild the RIA highway, he's not going to go back to the whole country and say, let's decide this. He talks to your representative, and it depends on the fact that you've given him the power of attorney to do that. So to answer your question, Mr. So, the idea here is that we are going away from this stadium mentality of campaigning, and we are going down to these villages, to these nooks and crannies where people have abandoned our people, where our people have been reduced to mere sideliners and watchers from the fence. And so, yes, those people grasp the gravity of what it means to have a presidential contender come to your village. Even if there are 5 of you in your village, you deserve to have access to people who are going to be making decisions on your behalf, writing laws on your behalf, legislating on your behalf, spending your money in your name. So yes, there were 10 people in that village, and yes, the councillor went there, but those 10 people, I tell you, they are no less Liberians than the Liberians that are in Tapeta, where vehicles can go to, that they can go to stadium to meet a presidential contender.
Okay, Mr. So, one more question to Mr. Josh, and then we can.
Yeah, go ahead. Am I audible, guys?
Yes.
I don't know. What are you, infiltrating my system? You want to be a Russian now?
Mr. So, the Liberal has question for Mr. George. If you want to stay on this network right now, you have to be very kind. If not, you're gonna be going back to where you're coming from right now. You know.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not here to play around. You know how you got kicked out of the internet. You know that. So please, just be very kind to the Liberal. But let me ask Mr. George. Mr. George.
Yeah.
Thank you. What I want to find out from you, look, this thing here will come out here. The debate time will come, and we will engage each other effectively. I know that. Mm-hmm. But for now, I think we need to just have a serious conversation. Not that the debate will not be serious. But what I want to find out from you, and knowing who you are at this time, we've been around for quite a while, Mr. George. You're somebody who do not like to sugarcoat anything. And you're also someone who will not back wrong. Even here on LPR, 1 minute, you and Mr. So, you're on the same side. Mr. So says something that, no, I'm still here. Don't say that. Then you switch, because that's who you are. So let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. What do you think Kumi at this time needs to do that perhaps will elevate him to the next level? From the bottom of your heart, Mr. George?
More engagement.
Excuse me?
More engagement. Talking to the people, not in Morovia. I have always consistently and persistently said, need to approach the people in the rural area. Explain to them why this system must be changed, what is going wrong, or what has been going wrong with the system. That has been my philosophy. Always talk to the people in the rural area. We have to engage these people. We have to go to them. This whole notion that like different politicians, the people must come to the politician on a fee. No, you have to go to the people. Because every time you approach, you go to people, they feel the importance, regardless of the status, but they feel that they got something. They feel that someone is thinking about them. That is the thing I always say. If I left and I went to one village in Nima and talked to somebody there, even if that person wanted to say no, they would say, no, I'm in this man took his time to come where to see me. I would think on it. That can change heart. It's not a thing where to go to bring all the point of football field, the whole all the men at 35,000 crowd. That's not it. You need to engage, people need to engage people. Tell them why you want it and how you're going to change the country around. What is wrong with this? And what is wrong with it and how you can fix it. Talk to these people. Let me say, what Councilor Gonglo did there? Hey, that is the thing I need. I said, and I said, Mr. Kumi started this thing. I need people to continue to do that. My editor said that whether that can translate into vote. Yes, it do. Whether that 5%, that's 5 vote. You said it's no more gain. But the idea that somebody of that status will leave and walk to them, to that village, it send a message to the people. And that man person there serve also as inspiration to some of the children who there, who not going to school. Who will say, no, what happened? That man that part of our people, if he can make it, I think I can go to school. Or I'm in school, I want to be like that man. Those are things that can serve as inspiration to people, to children. And people can say, you saw that man that came here? That man came from another area. He people didn't have money, but he struggled. You can do the same thing. So this thing is not about, there's no more thing you're always talking about, no. We are saying what normal are doing in Liberia.
Okay.
That's why I can put all the big number. What happened to there? Zero.
Okay.
Political weirdness. So it is important for me. I always say this: that presidential, those who expect not only presidential candidates, what I represent, everybody should start going to the people in the villages and town, approaching these people, telling them what they will do differently, what they want to do. It's very important.
One last question to Mr. So, please. One last question, because this is very important here. Something just came to my mind, and I want Sissy to address this here to see. I also and Sissy is a very sincere person. He feisty, as I said yesterday. Hold on, please. I'm not into this kumbaya business here. Let me just make my point. And as I stated yesterday, he's very feisty, but he's factual, and so it's difficult for me to come across from other side to engage him. But Sissy, let me ask you this.
Oh, so you're scared? So you're scared of him?
Well, let me ask my question, Mr. George.
No, you're scared of him. They just scared of him. So you're afraid of Sissy. He's very fast and very bombastic. So
I didn't use the language you're using.
Yeah, that's what you said.
No. Mr. George, could you please let me ask my question?
Ask your question.
Okay, say whatever you want. But Sissy, let me ask you this. There's something that just came out, and I'll pass it on to Mr. So here so he can continue with his show. Something serious just keep up in mind. We're in a political season. The image of Councilor Gonglo walking on that stake, and of course, my own sister did that as well. But she had her own stake she walked on. There were 3 of them they put together and tied, and so it was not one single stake. So it's a little bit different. Madame Sali had that same similar situation, but people were holding her hand as she walked those stakes as well. But let me ask you this. What will you say to people that will want to use Councilor Gonglo image, that walking on that stake, and the image of Honorable Comey in a hammock, if they were to put it together? coming from your side, will you allow people, or will you agree with people to use those two images for political reason?
So first thing first, hey, my brother Keta, I know you've been very, very patient sitting in your car, my man. Happy 2023. I don't see you here. Let me start making some peace before I open war front so many sides. So
That way, your sister. That way, your sister.
Say, address this question.
Let me address the
you don't
question.
have an answer. You don't have an answer to it. Let's move on.
I come into your question. You see why I'm looking for backup? Now, because I come into your question with brutal honesty.
Okay.
Those two images are not, they're apples and oranges.
Okay.
And I've spoken about the Comey's picture a long time ago, and I'm going to say it again just for some of our audience members that weren't here, or for some of our analysts that weren't here. The Comey's picture, the ANC allowed the CDC to caption that picture. You know how people can take a picture and put on Facebook and say, caption this, and they leave it with everybody and level, you know, put. That is what the ANC did with that picture. That picture was not necessarily a bad thing. We've seen people go to places where sometimes the chiefs got to be put in hammock and carry a cross. It was a traditional thing people were doing, but the ANC, with their information communication team that was non-existent, allowed the CDC to perfectly frame them on that. And the CDC got 100% for framing them on that. This other issue with Gonglo walking is Gonglo is taking the traditional, the road that the people take, the ordinary Liberians take to go about their businesses. Right, and so it would have been. I think it would have been very bad had they one Gonglo gone to the town where he parked his car and stopped there, and asked for those people from all the villages to walk on those logs and come to him. It would have been a terrible thing because that would have shown that he's out of touch. So the thing to do was to take the same risk the Liberian people that you want to lead are taking every day walking over those logs. Take the same risk and go there and go talk to them.
Okay.
Don't make them come to you. So I think those are two different things.
Okay.
And one real quick, and I'm about to go a little bit, put it maybe to sleep. But real quick, the power of being an opposition, we are not using that power. You see, the President Weah cannot go to somewhere like that. You know why? Because he has to travel with a security detail. I would not want my president taking that kind of a risk. You understand that? If Cummings become president, Cummings or what's his name, or Gonglo or Joseph Boakai become president, I would not expect them to take that risk. So I would not even expect my president, we have to take that risk. So he will have to stop in the village. Let everybody come to him. But we in opposition that don't have this security detail need to make sure we're making use of the time, the opportunity, the chance to walk across those bridges without security entourage and go to those people.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Please go to bed to sleep and then you come back. Mr. So, please take it away.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Some technical problem here. I'm not sure what's going on, but hopefully it's not you doing it. But Kato, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Okay, these guys been having a party, free time here, and all they were doing was slamming the government, the ruling establishment. Amos George, on the other hand, said,
"You're wrong. Hold on there.
Hold on one side. Hold on. Why you guys? Hey, y'all. Then I want to go on debate stage, yo.
Don't frame all like that. We all the
I said they were slamming. Of course, you want the president to be one term. Am I lying? Absolutely not. But Kato, let me just bring you in here. We've been having a wide range of conversation here. Up to this time, the opposition is not coming out with running mate. Is concerning, not to me, to other Liberians. We need to know who they are bringing because the VP must be competent as the president in days when the president is incapacitated. And we need to know, allow us much good time to vet and look at these people. We don't see candidates expiring for both lower and upper houses of government. That way, even if they want to win the establishment, to stretch the government, because say like Ambassador Boakai, he was in Nima there. Maybe let's say they have a candidate, somebody who is contesting here. What is happening in the CDC war? Is it much? Are they confident of themselves right now? What are you hearing? You as a pro-government supporter.
Well, like I said, happy New Year to everybody. Like I said, on my last appearance on the show, CDC is not sitting comfortably. I mean, it's not sitting, being content with what is going on in the opposition rank, right? CDC is working hard, double time, making sure that they can win the election and win it decisively. You know, I look at uh, Ambassador Bwaka going into Nima County, and I wonder why is he going to Nima County at this time? Why he not going to Lofa County to consolidate the base that being divided? Why he's not going down there to Bombing County where he got his wife farm and all that? Why he going to Nima County? And it struck me that the Unity Party did some terrible things in Nima County. If you recall, some months
Example of what?
last year,
Example of what? Terrible.
last year, there was a guy from Unity Party, and Unity Party has this auxiliary group called the Renaissance. The Renaissance group is a pressure group. They were the first group of people that wrote lobbyists in Washington advocate against Prince Johnson to sanction him. And that group is from Renaissance. I just forgot the guy name. Now he joined ANC, and he was the one that was announcing where the boss is gonna be and all the things. But they went over there and he said on Spoon that Johnson, that they lobby against Prince Johnson, and they could not bring anything like war and economic crimes code. So the only thing they had to bring was pay to play, and they sanctioned Prince Johnson. Now Prince Johnson is the father of Nima County. You can say what? Why is Mr. Bwaka now in Nima County? Can he heal what he has done to Prince Johnson through his party or pressure group? It's not possible.
Okay.
It's not possible.
All right, hold on 1 second. The few time we're going to have our audience. There's a caller on the line here, 612 number. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Mr. Sir.
Okay, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Terry calling from Minnesota.
Okay, Terry, good evening. Welcome.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Sir. Yeah, I think what the brother is saying concerning JMB is false and misleading, because I think he's guessing, because JMB is a political figure and politics is dynamic. Politics is not static. Prince Johnson is looking for a place where he can hang, himself, that he will not be persecuted. And once that can be offered to him, it's a free passage. And politics is all about agreement. But one thing we need to understand is that, Nima County is literally drifting away from Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson is losing grip in Nima County. We just saw the elections that were held in Nima County this time. So because Prince Johnson is liaising with the ruling party, and the ruling party is doing nothing for Nima County. So the ruling party is disenchanted with the people from Nima. All right. So any strong political figure, knowing that the numbers that is in Nima County is huge, the opposition will definitely gravitate to Nima County, and that is what JMB is doing, and it's timely. It's very, 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 very much timely.
Okay.
So, yeah, so he just needs to keep on the momentum and keep trying to divert the people to himself. That is what I think.
Yeah, quickly before you go, Terry, and I want you to just be honest here. Let's pretend we turn these cameras off here. Come on, give me a break. 9, 10 months now within presidency. What is the seriousness on the part of this opposition when they can't even come? The 2 or 3, you have Boyka, you have Cummins, you have the Gonglo. they are posting as the alternative to this government for which they want to unseat, which of course they have the right to do. But please, up to this point in time, we don't know who going to be their second-hand president. How serious, how concerning this is. And I know people they will say, okay, well, time is still there. No, well, no time is there. We need to know these people. I don't want to wake up overnight or other Liberian and just out of the sudden they impose somebody on us. So is that only the presidency? What becomes of the other the both upper and lower houses of government? So is only the presidency? Even if they succeed, how will their agenda be pushed?
Yeah, so I think it's a strategy that they're working on, because for one part, right now, anyone who named the bystander barrel will fall. Because let me tell you the truth, that is my problem I have with JMB, even though I support him. If JMB happens to choose Europe, I would not support him. All right. So I think what they're doing, they're trying to wait until the last minute of time.
Why were you not supporting if Europe was chosen?
Well, it's just the same cycle. All right. It's just the same cycle, because we all know Europe have a history in Liberia when he was at Maritime. Let's agree that he was vindicated from all that sanction list and all that. But you have a history. We know what he did at Maritime. We cannot use him as a vice president. That would be a serious catastrophe to the presidency, because Joseph Boga is already old. Yure is smarter and much younger. Anything can happen.
So where you think, where you want to be, where you think where he can be used?
Well, I think in my mind, if JMB carry the likes of Yombly or Tiawan Gonglo, that would be a perfect ticket for the presidency. But like Cummings is struggling as to BP, because Cummings already is losing weight. So he needs somebody to revamp him politically. He need a female candidate, and he need a female candidate in space that will help to bring him back in the political arena. Because his team Cummings that he
Let me pick up the other call here quick before I go back to my analyst. 919 number 4368. Good evening, caller. What's your name and where you calling from?
Good evening. My name is Darlene. I'm calling from New Jersey.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. How are you doing, by the way?
I'm doing great.
Okay, let's hear from you. We want to hear our sisters' women voices into this whole thing. Yeah, don't leave it with us. Let's hear from your end. Have you decided? Have you made a political pick? By the way, if you want to say it, fine. If not, you can make a point.
Actually, I've come to the conclusion. I already not in favor of Joshua, but I will put down my anger and then maybe put him back. He deserves to go back. Even if he's not doing anything, sometimes you don't make decision when you are angry, because the act of the opposition is just the clear indication for Liberians to wake up. We really doesn't have opposition. We just have great seeker. We just have people who wants to manipulate the minds of us because they know how ignorant we the young people are. They just want to play on our intelligence. Because if I am to ask question, what kind of opposition that only want to take power before they start implementing some leadership skills? What can you do from the villages that you are from? At least so we can start from there. What can you show to us? It's just by talking. So I believe we haven't really found a leader yet. We just need to be patient. We shouldn't just go by the noise because they are frustrated because we have this incompetent government right now. So they are just trying to manipulate us by saying, oh, this guy is not qualified. Then we go by the noise and get this guy out. But they are coming with their intent. They are not coming for us, because there's a saying that tree that will bear fruit, you will see from the growth. These are people where we just have 7 to 8 months to election. They don't even have law for themselves. You see, they hate among them. So we the young people, we shouldn't really, die for these guys because we are confused, thinking that they speak good English and be like these guys. It's not about English. It's about what they can do. What can they do? You have to pay attention to action more than the grammar people speak, because we are 170 some more years Young Liberians need to wake up. It's not just about the grammar because we are confused. They keep telling us we are the future leader and we have to go to school. But they who go to school, there is nothing they can show to us to make us know how education is important. Joseph Boakai has served in government for 40 years. The loafer he from, what can he show that young Liberians they say they're working for him? Nothing realistic. Our problem with Liberians is we don't like the truth. We are hypocrites. We are hypocrites.
So, darling,
Right.
hold on. Let's have a little conversation here. It's quite interesting. You use some strong words here. Incompetent. What is it? What is your own interpretations of incompetent? Even though he's incompetent, but you're going to put him back there because of these oppositions. They are not going back in their villages.
Joshua is not a leader. Joshua is not a leader. That is clear. Well, at first, we wasn't in the know. So we fell based on what we have been hearing. Oh, how come got people suppress all this, that. And then we got carried away. Because when he started, he was trying to relate with us. Because some of us growing up, the people who claim to be educated people, as soon as they get little opportunity, we only stand far to watch movie and take through their window glasses. We don't go closer. But this is a guy who went out there. When he come back in the country, he identified with people from the ghetto, from the hood. He wasn't proud. So we felt he was going to better understand our grief. He was going to better understand what it is to be abandoned, what it is to be raised by just a single mother where you don't have a father figure. So we thought his being leader, he was going to actually focus on creativity of jobs. But when he got into power, he being blinded by not knowing how to read and write. He felt the same people who have been into government, they knows it better. Because the whole place is like a cartel. So he has to bring the same criminal that he claimed that he was coming to liberate us, the Liberians. These were the same people he brought back because he really don't know how to lead. So he got confused by that.
All right. Before I let you go here, on this network, we hold all responsible of their comments, of their saying, and they have the right. If you want to plead the fifth, you can also do that. Guys are going to be coming. But I'm hearing some words that are deployed by supporters of this government, hate, and all of that. Do you think these people? Do you think their action is a hate to this government or to the president?
You said, repeat your question again.
You said hate, right?
Right.
Yeah. I said those are words always synonymous to seditions. They hate this president. They hate this government. It's all about hate. Hearing these warriors, somebody listening out there, well, this person here is a sedition. Which of course is not a crime. It's not a bad thing. We have Keto here who's a pro-government supporter here. But are you speaking as a Liberian or are you speaking as a sedition?
I'm speaking as an individual because it is better to die for the cause. I don't care whoever run after me or try to kill me. The fact that I'm speaking my mind,
right?
I don't care what what anybody do to me.
Okay.
But I don't think they hit Joshua. Nobody really hit Joshua. But Joshua is a wake-up call to the so-called educated people to Liberia.
Okay.
So seeing men like Joshua who cannot even speak to the nation being president, it hurt them so much. So there's a pain in them. Now they can't easily
Does it hurt you too as well?
You say what?
Is it a hurt to you as well?
It's a hurt to me because we don't know who to actually, we are completely vulnerable. We are completely vulnerable because you can't trust the people who say they went to school and got all the degree, they know their subject verb agreement. You can't trust the man who claim that he's a native man, he owns this country. You can't trust the people who claim they are Congo people. So we the youth, we just roaming around and time is just running out. Time is just running out.
Thank you so much.
So
well, that's what we do. Yeah, that's what we do here. We always allow people to speak their minds, whatever they say.
Mr. So, before this lady leave, let me make her on it. Mr. So, before she leaves.
Hold on, something. That's not what we do.
Yeah, but I want her to I don't want her to leave and not listen to the response.
No, listen, but she's still on. She will listen and she was
okay.
Facebook and put it. That's not what we're gonna do here. Thank you so much. We can't humiliate people.
No, I'm not. I just want
But
I
what
just
I'm
want
saying,
her to understand some things.
well, she's listening. We're gonna come around to pull it around. You know, we don't want to sanction people in upper here. What's going in? What's burning in you?
Well, for her to come out here and call every one of our hypocrites is unacceptable. First thing, and these are people that perhaps if you disagree with them, they consider you a hypocrite. And this is not something that we should allow here. If she has something to come and say, let her come out here and be part of this program and have a time. She got almost 15 minutes. That's fine. She has something good to say. That's fine. But as far as she coming out and calling people hypocrites, how can you call me hypocrite when you say no, I'm not. But when you say somebody it does not have the leadership ability, but yet still you coming here and telling us that this person should go back and lead us into what? Into destruction? Is that what you want us to do? You already identified this person not to have leadership ability. You already identified the person not to be educated. And I'm not even concerned about the education part. But when a person does not have leadership ability, how do you then recommend and sit here and come on this platform and recommending that he should go for the second time? And then you're going to call me a hypocrite?
So
laughable.
Yeah, well, look, yeah, why it is. You are about always every night there's some sort of ridiculous attitude always coming from you, and that's what you have done here tonight. Look, this is a public network. If somebody say you're a hypocrite, even if they say I'm a hypocrite, it doesn't make me a hypocrite. We got to allow the people to. We sit here and critique and criticize the sitting government, the opposition, and everybody. Equally, we are vulnerable to that. I don't see anything wrong with that. Okay, so
well, I just want her to know that she can call other Liberian hypocrite, but I am not, and I will speak my mind, and that nothing else is about that. But for you to come here,
can I say something? Because publish might leave, you know.
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
I was still on. Oh.
Yeah, I'll come to you. Kato, before I come to you, Kato, let me let it 612 make 612 number. Are you there? 0175.
I'm right here.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. My name is Cameron Rainey. I call you from Minnesota. Can you listen? I was listening to that lady talking about incompetence. I wonder whether she really know the meaning somebody is incompetent. They are talking about putting job we are back. Mm-hmm. You know, my brother, some of us in the America, yeah, we don't really know what could be on in Africa. You get some people in our villages, they even get ready to America, yeah. They can't even afford to eat. They even sick, they will lay down in a village and die. You know, one thing you must look at, you're not looking at yourself. Look at the other people that do not have. That's what you should look at. How will you get a woman? The human insurance, not even your life, not even insure. Your life, anybody can just catch you anytime and kill you, nothing will come up. You never one day see your president go for a press conference. Can you imagine your president, you don't have press conference? If you don't have press conference, how will you know the country, what's going on in the country? Why everything your people tell you, that's why you believe? Sometimes they lie to you. So at the end of the day, your people in your country, everybody will just be going astray. So I just want to let her know that voting for Joe, it will be the worst thing to do. It will be the worst thing to do. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And
yes.
And this is what when people make statements, I also question and I ask her, give her the first check. But we can chop things down into people's throats. If they are going wrong, there's a way that we can get it done to have that conversation to not to alienate, because we still need these people so as to make a better side. But before we wrap up here, I know I heard the liberal saying, so the liberals, I think you're going to have a fun sleep here. But Koto, before you come, I think Keto was making a point. The call came in here. Wotan.
Yes. So the point I was making before the first caller came in and said I was not speaking the truth. The guy name is George Wisner. I think you guys know George Wisner.
Oh, okay.
George Wisner was with the Unity Party. He is the head of this called Renaissance. And he openly spoke on Spoon and said they were the ones department to lobby against Prince Johnson. And finally, Prince Johnson was placed on sanction for pay to play. Joseph Boakai now, who's George Wisnocki from his party, is now in Nima County trying to rally support from the Nibadians. Prince Johnson is seen in Nima County as the father of Nima County. How you think the Nibadians are going to accept Mr. Boakai? See incompetent leadership that he exhibited within the CPP. That the same thing he did with the Renaissance Group. When Henry Costa was insulting Mr. Cummings, he didn't stop Henry Costa from insulting Cummings. He allowed him, as a matter of fact, he made Henry Costa his advisor in America. And so it brought a big split within the CPP, and the dysfunction continues. So Joseph Boakai is on the wrong trajectory. He cannot make any impact in Nima County. He's only going over there to see if he can get share of the pie. The lawyer to walk on wood, not just come up to him. Before this president became president, walk in what? You remember when he was on his nationwide tour, soliciting votes, soliciting support from the people? He walked in what? He went Nima County, deplorable roads. There are videos to show. He didn't even roll the pants off. He walked through the mud. He went to the people, to places that cars could not even go.
I think the line is busting right now. Okay, Keto, let me just hold you there before we make our runs, guys. Let's get reaction from our viewers too. Let's see. Let's go to this number here. Oh my goodness, the call it cut off. Okay. Yeah. But let me hold you there. Koto will coming in. Koto, go ahead when the call comes in. Then before we can make our closing remark, you wanted to respond.
Thank you very much, Mr. Su. I'm really in sympathy with my sister there, or my daughter, or my niece. It is the situation where they have found themselves, and it's so frustrating, because this is the shoes.
No, go ahead.
Yes, with almost every young people in Liberia. We remember even yesterday or the other day when we were talking here, Riverside Pro came here. And Riverside Pro said, the worst thing about the past government. Riverside, just to know that Riverside did not even know what Ellen have done in Liberia. Can you imagine? When I called Riverside Pro, I tried to explain and enumerate what Ellen had done. He was like, wow, because some of these people don't know. And ignorance leads to what they are going through. Once they are not educated on the side effect of their life, they would not know, and they will continue to go the wrong way. So that's why for some of us, we try to take our time to come and talk to them. Many times, I even worked last night, I was supposed to be sleeping. But because of some of these people today, we have to stay calm to explain to them. Because it's a high moment for her to know that the man is incompetent. And many of these seditions of those who support him, they will tell you the man is incompetent, but we want to put a man back. So how do you compare those two things? You know that the person is incompetent. Then you want to put a person there. So we have to educate them. For me, I don't relent in carrying on the education with them. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let's have this is all about the people too. Let's have these people here, and then we can make our closing argument here before we go. Okay, caller, I'm going to be calling your last phone number, 0589. 1 minute here. What's your name and where you calling from, please?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. To. My name is Derek. Hello?
Hey, Derek. How are you?
I thought it was me, Mr. To. No, I mean
0589. Yeah, go ahead. Okay.
Please. Yeah, my name is Derek Paul, calling from Minnesota.
How are you, Derek?
So, yeah, Mr. To, Liberia, unfortunately, our country is a country that thrives on narrative, I mean, all you got to do, just put us on narrative and you lock it, you stick, you become successful or unsuccessful. Yeah. Mr. Weir, 2017, the narrative was, he got love for the country. He got love for the country. This man got the country at heart. And that love for the country at heart making president today. Now, since he became president, we can see that love for the country. He's a man that's supposed to have used his own personal money on Liberians, but then now he got the whole country money. He's not using on Liberians. Go figure. Now, Mr. Walker, the narrative is the public are integrity. The public working government for 40 years, no one thing of corruption. But when you go check, you can it's not true because the public told us after working for 40 years, he told us he will be living on loan. We know that's not true. You know what I mean? The public came to America, you walk in people's warehouse, and then you went by the library, said 2 container food of supply, medical supply will be coming. We can see it. So when you start peeling back the onions on the people's character, then you start to really see. So the one lady that left the phone, she has to be able to analyze every individual candidate in the campaign to make an informed decision rather than going with the whole narrative that if the opposition don't come together, somehow Joshua will win. I mean, let me just say this back on Mr. Tor, I'm begging you. I always say if we do a blind resume test, right, of the 4 major political candidates right now, blind resume, we don't put nobody's name on it. The very first resume that will be thrown into the trash will be George Weah. Why is George Weah so, important into our, body politics? You know what I mean? It's like trying to send, a cabinet to a sergeant job. This man not even supposed to be relevant. The mistake already been made. It's not supposed to rectify the mistake. For putting me saying stuff about, Mr. Cummings and Mr. Gonglo in the race and talking about George Weah somehow supposed to win these people. I don't understand it. But thank you very much for the time.
Thank you so much. Views expressed on the network does not represent the view of the management and staff of LPR. Let me go to this number here, 9317. Are you there? 434-9317. What's your name and where you calling from? 9317. Are you there? Airplane can blow home. 9317. Are you there? Okay. Well.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm calling and I'm not hearing it. Are you there, caller?
Yeah, but not naturally. I'm 434218.
Yeah, I'm calling the last DJs.
Oh, okay. Yes, thank you. Yeah, thank you guys. I'm calling from Virginia. And I was fortunate last year. I went to Vonjama and we had an accident. I was really surprised that the whole of Lofa County, there was no police car. And we drove to the police station and the commander there, told me that, they did not have a police car. And I said, this is the capital they don't have. I was shocked. So returning to Monrovia, we stopped over to Banga and the city they did not have one police car in. So I was just very shocked. And then while in Monrovia, across the street from the Baptist Seminary, I was surprised. I have seen this online, but I was surprised that we went to Weah for the salary, whatever, for the 8 housing, and I saw these housing units that he built when he became president. And I said, wow, because all the time I've been watching social media, after it was just a joke. Okay. And then I drove. Yeah, so the point I'm making is, only a blind royalist will ever think of Weah continuing to be president. If, and only if, Weah wins, that is the end of Liberia.
Thank you so much.
Weah is not competent, he's not fit, he's very immoral. To see, I know of good friends, we all were in the CDC. These guys then have accumulated lots of wealth in 5 years' time. It's unbelievable.
You say you all were in the CDC? Are you still within the CDC?
Yes. No, I'm not. Okay, so, when I look at this kind of immoral, I consider it very immoral that for these guys then within 5 years period only, okay, that they can accumulate this kind of wealth, man.
Thank you so much.
We in the United States, we cannot. It's not possible for us to accumulate such a wealth.
We are already
This to talk about the leadership. So we are a failed leader. He must go 2023. It doesn't matter what.
So who are you going to replace him with?
I mean, I would prefer Comey, but Comey cannot win either. So I'm going to go with my Uncle Bokar. Bokar is the only one that will be. I'm from Wanyama, So what I'm saying is that I know that Cummings, he's the most competent among all of them, but he doesn't have the number. So therefore, we have to go with Buckeye to win this failed leader, corrupt man.
Okay.
Going all over the place with, we can't allow him to continue.
Okay, thank you so much, my brother. We are already out of time. Let me go to my panelists here. We are already out of time. We're not going to do it. We can't keep people here. Well, guys, I think we have to make provision. We pledge to do that, to have some sort of reaction or responses from our guys. That will also help the talking point. That will also make us to go much deeper. Here we are. We are about to wrap out. Dr. Toronka, is there any surprise call from any of the callers here? I see you holding your chain. Anything surprising?
No surprise calls at all. No surprise calls. I mean, at the end of the day, I enjoy the dynamics of the race, and I know that McDella Cooper is going to give hold a lot of these candidates to their feet. The only woman in the race. She's aggressive. She knows. She's wicked smart, as we say. She knows what the people want. She is going to bring a new dynamics that is going to be very interesting. I promise that. She's going to give the Liberian people a fresh understanding. I think the first caller hit the nail on the head. I think I said this before. The Constitution at the onset gives the people the power. And I think it is with Africa politics, especially in Liberia. We have taken the power out of the hands of the people. And she's going to be able to shift that to show the people that the power, you have the power. We work for you. It's not the other way around. And I think once she does that, she's going to repaint the entire landscape of how people look at politics, and she's going to give us if you thought you want to vote for one candidate, by the time she's done, you're going to be scratching your head, because she's going to really open the eyes of the people through making sure they understand that they hold the key of the power in their hands. Go to the polls. What I would say is, if you do not like how the candidate is, you don't like what they're doing, go to the polls and cast your vote, because your vote is what is going to change the dynamics of Liberia. I have hope in Liberia that one day we are truly going to understand and effectuate democracy. I know it's a tough thing, but the people have suffered far too long. And Magdala Cooper is really to show the people, to put the power back in the hands of the people.
Thank you so much. Did I hear you saying she's here?
She's in the States.
She's in the States?
Well, as of a few days last week when I spoke to her, I don't know if she's traveled back out, but she was here to spend the holiday with her children.
Okay, I will talk to you. We can work something behind the scene. We're not seeing her in the public, so maybe there's a new development for us. Please do a find out if she's here so we can work out something. Okay, Amos George, your final closing. Your microphone is unmute your mic.
Let me thank all the callers for expressing the view, which is the right, and that's what the platform is all about. But I want to say something about the CDC. Let me close on the CDC. This notion that CDC is going to win this election, I mean, again, that's all we all say about our parties. But forget the question Joseph Butler about going to Nima County, that he has nothing to do there. CDC cannot show anything for Nima County. Can I remember when I think 20 young men got buried on the ground, 20 or 40 young men in Nima County got buried on the ground? Yeah. The government of Georgia, we have never voted, they never sent any word of condolence. We're on platform asking the government for assistance. Never. 20 young men got buried on a mine in Bon County, Georgia. We have never voted, the government library never said anything. So I agree with you. Georgia will be elected, but we'll take this thing to the voters. We'll take this issue to the voters to see who is siding with them. So, I mean, I also, is everybody right? Georgia can get elected, yes. But we'll have to discuss this thing in the public to know where the people stand. Two young men, or 2 passengers got killed, 2 children, 16-year-old. Last week in Liberia, one 16-year-old girl and a 15-year-old boy, and the boy was killed, allegedly killed in the barracks in Shuffling. The girl was killed a day before yesterday. Under this government, they are not seeing anything. The people are crying out for the children. Nobody to speak from government. They cannot get redressed. And these things are building up. Mr. Toh always said, these are banners we have. So when the campaign starts, that same platform, I will want all of our CDC or whatever, so we can come right now to take this issue one by one. That's why we want, we want to be happening. So I would just let the close on the note that, hey, thanks to all the panelists, the 2 ladies, like the Toronto, Miss Cotto, thank you. And Bokuto, don't let it go boil your blood, man. You got elephant skin.
No, that man.
You know, when people talk these things, I get
that skin he get now.
No, if someone said the person is incompetent, we didn't know what we're doing, but you come back again, I will still vote for the person. Hey, if I make a case for me, I can't say it again.
I think I asked a fair question.
Yeah, you did ask a fair question.
And I tried to do a follow-up. So I didn't want to twist.
Yeah, so I mean, once you say that, when you say that to me, I'm done. Because you said you didn't know. You made a mistake. Then they ask you, what will you do? Oh, I will vote for the same person. Oh, really? I don't want to call it other word, but then that's it. Thank you.
Koto, you're getting a bash here. Amos Joyce, sisters, did his own slam yet. Amos said, don't ask what his name's this guy going to do. But anyway.
No. That was Kete who said what Joseph Barker.
Oh, okay.
Kete. And I was telling Kete, why you want to question Joseph Barker? Oh no, you 14 young men, 20 young men got buried in the mine in Nima County. The government of Georgia never voted it, never sent a word condolences to the people. It happened in Bon County. He never sent a word, no condolences to the people. So
okay, go ahead before we go.
Thank you, Mr. So, you know, it's so sad to be quick on getting emotional when these things happening, and people don't realize it. You know, we will get the burden on our head. We know the effect, you know, our brothers and sisters have. Yesterday, I had a nephew that called, you know, and his mom had to use his phone to call me because the mom is sick. Okay? You know, I hate to discuss this thing, but I would not call the name. The man is sick and he had to use his phone yesterday to call. And this is a young man that said, no matter what, he will vote for George Weah. His man is sick. Right now, he cannot afford paying to carry his man to hospital. So yesterday, I reminded him, I said, can you imagine you said that you must vote for this man because that's the only way this country will go, and the man has the good plan, the man got the country at heart. And you know what that young man told me? That they didn't get a man chance. That's their response. They didn't get a man chance. So I said, oh, the man been there 5 years. Nobody has taken from power. You said they didn't get a man chance? I said, okay, then go and take care of your mom. I'm not there to take care. And exactly that's the word I gave you yesterday. Go and take care of your mom. You didn't have to use your phone to call me. But you know, I pity the woman. But these are people, they don't understand. But when the problem comes, it's not on them. It comes right back to us. That's why we have to always take our time to talk to them. You complain the president is not competent. The man does not have leadership ability. He says that he doesn't care when people die. He says that he doesn't know how government runs. He left the country and abandoned the country for 48 days, coming back with nothing. And the country is going to be left in debt. They don't know. All the money that coming in Liberia now, they're using it is, they don't know where it comes from. Whose responsibility is that? It's the coming president, whoever it is. I'm just sorry for the person who will be taking over. The next president are coming in. They just taking loan, taking debt. That's what we in. How many person coming to establish business in Liberia that we actually getting income from to sustain the country? No. That's why you see the suffering is hard. Okay, like you said, like you better said, the man said that he went to Liberia, police car he could not get. You see all of these things happening and people misusing phone, misdirecting phone, and people happy about it because they can get $5 or $10. You could get it $5 or $10, but why if you are sick? Why if something happened? For example, we saw the finance minister when he had an accident. They took the finance minister off. Those poor drivers that were there, they were left in Liberia. Had they coming on now, nobody knows. Had their life going on. But we sit there to support the bad deeds of the people. I'm just sorry. I know these people are somehow frustrated because they expected what who have come from Georgia and it didn't come from them. And somehow, sometimes we call it there's grief anger. It's what in them now. So they need to get it up and let go. Let them do away with that grief that in their hearts because they can't hold on it. They are already been let down. They don't just take another alternative. Any of these people coming in, I know they can do better for Liberia. They don't necessarily have to vote for my candidate. You can find any of the candidates, but you see the incompetent in the person, you cannot continue keeping the person there. And at the end of the day, we all suffer it. For me, I'm begging them. I'm begging because I'm not going to bar with them or in hash mood with them, but I'm appealing actually to them. They don't see a reason. Thank you very much, Mr. Sober. I'm so depressed tonight. Yeah.
Well, so don't let your blood pressure, cholesterol, everything.
I don't even have any, so
Okay.
I go away.
Okay, so
I get none.
okay. Well, we have a diverse society, and that was part of my intro. So we'll always see this kind of conversation, how we embrace, how we get those conversations to talk about them. Well, the liberal progressive.
Thank you, Mr. So.
Wow, somebody got on your skin this evening. Wow.
No.
Boy, you that banana skin you gave him, man. That banana skin.
No, not really, Mr. So. I'm Glaku. The point here is, on all my show, and even here on this platform, I've always frowned against people coming and blanket insult on Liberians. Words that you will not use or you will not want people to use on you. Don't come on this type of platform and use those words. And without you giving any kinds of, you said people are hypocrite, but there was no example whatsoever that will at least give me an inclination that yes, she know what she's talking about. I wasn't angry with her, but I'm just saying I cannot be here as a liberal and allow people to insult or use words that I'm uncomfortable with. I will express myself. It's not. She didn't get to me. I know who I am at this age. There's nothing. There's nothing anybody can say you know what I say. You ain't fame my mom. I ain't fame. What people will do to me? Nothing. So it's not that. But I also want to thank all of the panelists here tonight. I think we're getting there. And eventually, before the election, my hope that before the election comes about, that we will be able to dissect most of the candidate platform and whatever they have, that we will be able to discuss it intellectually, and because we're not, and I must admit that you, in as much as many of us have pushed you around here and there, you have not taken side, and because of that, it makes this platform a suitable platform for people to come. Because
like you don't want to be like you,
Mr. So the liberal is on. I'm just saying here that you have not taken. You're always on that. So at least it would make
you because you took side. So
Mr. So I have the right to do that, and I'm a liberal. I can take side. You don't want to.
The man's a journalist. Yeah, journalist.
Why should you sanction people's voices?
I'm not sanctioning anybody. I am not sanctioning anybody. What I don't want people to do is to come here and try to insult.
It's the laziness of you people.
It doesn't matter what you classify it, Mr. So I am uncomfortable, and if I'm uncomfortable with it, I will express myself.
Well,
anytime anybody comes here, the thing about it, if you listen to this lady, she seemed to be educated. I mean, it seemed like she had a command of the English language. So for her to choose that particular word, that means she have calculated that this is the word that I want to use to describe other Liberians.
You didn't even do me fair because she said those things. And this is why when people talking, we listen. and try to figure out where they are going and where they will land.
Yeah, but I was not about ready to be quiet for her to ring insult on
Why
Liberians.
you were
I'm not going to do that.
That's why you were yelling some votes, because
That's fine. They can't. Where they're going to take their vote? They're going to take their vote to Total. Let them take it to Total. They want to go back to. If they want to go back to Mr. Weir, so be it. And they don't want to say right in time. When I'm finishing with the show right now, my Pusao and my Kizali waiting for me, Mr. So what you think? If they don't want people over there. Y'all get your vote back to Dr. Weir. I mean, he's doing good.
Then you're not doing Liberia fair. This is it's a water cost that we are on.
And so I will do my best, but I'm not going. This is what the people say. You can only take the car or they go to the water side, but you can't force it to drink the water. So that's all we can do.
All right. Well, I'm not going to open Joyce Judy here.
So since we're here this evening, I want to speak. I want to speak 3 languages here tonight.
Oh yes.
Since Katu is here with Loma, let me also speak. I'm going to speak. I'm going to speak Bassa. I'm going to speak Crew. I'm going to speak Gio.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead now.
I'm waiting for you. Should I go ahead?
Go ahead. Let's hear. Let's see.
Okay. All the Mana, Bassa, Gio people that you're listening to me.
Oh.
Thank you, Mr. So. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, guys.
Yeah, let Mr. Keta go to bed tonight and sleep. The Prince Johnson man, he has there.
Hold on 1 second. A former minister in Liberia is calling. I will let him to introduce himself here. The thing I get him to be awake here, let's hear. My last name, good evening, good morning, sir.
Mr. So.
Yeah,
Mr. So.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Great.
I tried to get into your call today, but I couldn't. I've been trying.
Oh my goodness.
And finally, I had to steal this last couple of minutes.
Yeah, and that's what I'm holding this line on for, because I saw the call coming from Liberia. Let's hear the story.
Thank you, Mr. So. I don't know why you still have Sansi on this show, but anyway.
Much time, Finia. Good night.
We will keep him here.
Don't interrupt my program. Somebody's
and also, Miss Koto, Balayan, good evening on your side.
Yeah, good evening.
And I'm excited to see that you are getting more politically inclined, especially in your Edelwood. And I'm happy that you can represent Lofa County in the next term of election.
Who is that?
But
seriously.
But back to the issue, Mr. So. Liberia as a nation is at a crossroad. And if we are not careful, this nation of ours, with all of its worth, will degenerate into something that we all, our generation, will really regret. Because what is happening here is that it's a lack of understanding of the situations on the ground and the level of individual interest, not national interest, but individual interest that is exhibited at every level of society will cause a serious problem. Now, analytically, if you look at the situation on the ground and you look at the candidates that you discussed today, on the opposition side, you have the 3 running guys. You have Cummings, you have Joseph Boakai, and you have Tier 1. And all 3 of them, not even leaving Joe Boakai out, has not put forth the nation's interests. They have not come to a point to say we can strike a balance for the sake of saving this nation. So let us collaborate. Even their own foot soldiers don't see Liberia as being at a difficult situation, but they see what they can get by manipulating these foot runners to be wanting to just be the first person on the ticket. Those are some of the problems we are looking at. And it has come to the point that we in Liberia, especially some of us who have worked and lived in the US, and for the spirit of nationalism has returned home to contribute to the national development of this country. They have seen us as outcasts because we tell them the truth. This country has no national agenda that we can follow. Everything we see is a makeshift agenda that's been coming. How do you develop a country? What is the fate of the country next 5 years? Where will the country be tomorrow, infrastructurally or educational-wise?
Let me engage here a little bit, Mr. Minister. I would not intend to call your name. You want to call your name, it's up to you.
My name is Victor Smith, and I prefer to be called Victor Smith.
Mr. Smith.
I knew that somebody I know.
So you say there is no, was there agenda before and it was rooted out or what?
No, in the entire lifeline of this country, there has not been any national agenda that is enshrined as a law that we can hold on to. And starting from the Tuckman era, Tuckman came with an open door policy, but that was not sustainable. We had wealth, and that wealth was squandered. Tubman came and put into place an agenda that he was trying to move to a stage that we could accept it to be perpetuated for the next 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. What happened? He got choked and he died. Since that time, we haven't had it. So what some of us we are calling for now is for you to have a national conference where we can agree on a national agenda enshrined into law on all of the aspects of our development.
Mr. Smith,
Now, irrespective, irrespective who comes as leader, will not change it. Mr. So, I'm not hearing you.
I'm hearing you. No, I'm just listening. You told me you're.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, we need that agenda that we will enshrine into law, that even the budget that we will make will be in line. Take, for instance, the national transport agenda for the US. That particular thing being around for almost 50, 60 years. And they are still depositing funds in there and developing the national highways. The national things are going. But in Liberia, there's nothing that we have like that. Then to make matter worse, you bring in a footballer who does it, not even a captain of a football team that he plays for. So we have a problem. So that's what I want to contribute to your show today.
I hope you're going to find time here. So and one of the things that we talk about here before we go now, seeing what we have now, because we never had the opportunity to have this sort of lengthy conversation here. So, Mr. Smith, does it also make sense now that those who are positioning themselves as alternative to kind of like come open to unveil their package? Because I see some see packages coming, whether they're UPS, where in those packages we don't know, meaning their agenda, their vision for the country. How it going to be done differently? Not much is being heard about then. It's a problem. It's concerning as well.
Yeah, but Mr. So, that's a very brilliant point. But I'm. Are you hearing me?
Yeah,
I'm on the other side.
I'm hearing you.
I think the Liberians themselves should have the desire or wanting to be at a certain stage of the nation building and force these people that we quote unquote call foot runners to crave to what we need as a nation. It should not be on an individual level. It should be on a national level.
Right.
If you say you wait for Joe Buckeye will see maybe about the elephant story. If he's holding the tail of the elephant, you will say the elephant is like a rope. If Cummings is holding the elephant's leg, you will say elephant is a big trunk. Because we as Liberians have not defined where we want to be. And this is an age-old problem. Even in our own personal life, we always depend on somebody to do what we ourselves are supposed to do. We must Liberians take control of our destiny, not put our destiny to the hands of other people to decide for us. I mean, in that way, you can craft an agenda that will cater to our needs as a nation. And once we find in our leaders dragging their feet not to fund or not to implement this particular active agenda, we query them. We query them and bring them to their knees, because we have the inherent power to either employ them or dismiss them. So I don't think we should be querying for Joseph Boakai or Cummings or Tiawan Gonglo to come here with some emotional platform and say, "Oh, I will do this, I will do this." No, we should drive them in the direction that we want them to go.
Exactly.
And move the part of individualism from there. That's how we can do. And you see, the country can be transformed. But the problem has been, people has been so individualistic that they just want to develop only around themselves. And the country is not going anywhere.
Okay, Victor, boy, good night, boy.
You know, we built a mansion on a road, and he's riding a Mercedes Benz, and from leaving his house to the mirror, it's potholes. He doesn't really care what happens outside his
house. I gotta go. Good night, boy. See you. Talk to you. I will call you, Victor.
Okay.
I will call you.
All right. I'm out late night, just waiting for Mr. Tour, because we have some unfinished business.
What are you still doing with this? What are you still doing with this?
Yeah.
You get patient though.
Yeah, I got too much patience for him. I try to educate this boy.
Oh, the liberal progressive. Okay.
Yes. I don't know where he came from with liberal progressive.
He's know not even liberal. His agenda doesn't resemble anything like a liberal. So he just grab it and throw it on himself. Liberal have a definitive position, but he's unstable. He's unbalanced in his own world. He's involved. One day he will boycott, another day with Gonglo. Yesterday with Mandela Cooper. Tomorrow with CDC. That's what we eat. The liberal progressive.
Liberal progressive. Mr. So it's good. It's good talking.
I think I need to find time. I get your number here now. We need to find time to have some of these national conversation here from different angles, different perspectives. We need to find time to have that conversation.
Yeah, that's true. And I was just telling Mr. Toll that the shape of your beard looked like a boyo man, so you got to try to change it.
Oh my goodness! You will never. Let us make good night, bye bye, because they can't read here. Baby now, bye bye.
But still, it was good talking to you guys.
Victor, I'll be calling you about so. Good night.
So much for chipping in this early morning hour, and this is why when we're having these conversations, we want to make sure that we take our own personal selves out of it and put the interest for it, because sometimes emotions and people feelings, it kill the substance of the conversation. So but thank you for being out about this time. That's the love for the country, and we really appreciate your time here this morning. Morning your end.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, the Liberal Progressive, thank you so much. And
thank you.
Yeah, we'll be back here again. We'll do it. Well, folks, there you have it. To all our viewers, callers, participants, those of you been tweeting, may contact Victor. The issue is that very poor people who are required to develop those national policies are the ones sitting in blah, 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 blah. there you have it. It is difficult to talk about a sovereign nation. And I understand where people come from, how it's annoying, how it may sound ridiculous when other people want to speak out. But for LPR, we intend to have this engagement where there is no one is left behind. Well, some of them, with some of the talk, some of the conversation here, and sometimes when we're having this conversation, people call in, well, and the subject on a conversation sometimes is being pushed aside. We do understand that. But let us also remember there are a greater portions of segments of our society also needs maybe further explanation into what is happening in our country. If we begin to scream, we begin to sanction their voices, guess what? We are not doing good because it will not solve the problems. We are still watering the problem down. So we need to have a conversation with tolerance, with patience, and create a dialogue. Let's see, so we figure out what is going on, where they are, which part of the world they live in, and we're not going to be judgmental. And this is why sometimes when the callers, we hold everyone accountable, including ourselves as facilitator. Things that we say, things that we talk, we must all be held accountable. Once we have this engagement, they will feel free. They will open up. We'll get to know more about them. We'll get to know more within the belly. When we begin to scream and we begin to sanction their voices and we'll begin to say, no, you're not supposed to say this. Don't say this. This is what I want to hear. And if it is not said, then it means nothing is out there. I think it's also wrong. The letter called, that's her view. That's where she found herself. We need to figure out what is responsible for that. And if there's a way, we create a conversation to return to baseline. That's how conversations, that's how healing process, and that's how people are informed. And that's the magnet, and that's the beauty of communication. So the essence of a communication is for your message to get to reach to get in a fertile soil. What good it do mean? And I just want to call people to call in and say, okay, let me just hear about the opposition. Don't talk about the government. Don't talk about the press. Don't talk about the justice system. Don't talk about the economics issue. Let's have the country, the citizen rate, people that live in and out. Let's engage them. Let them be part of the conversation. Let's listen to their side of the story. In as much it will contain chloroquine or jolobo, we can swallow it. And then sit down, have them sit around a conference. Maybe allow them time to process it and call them the next day. This is what I heard you saying yesterday. Is it different from what you're going to say today? Or do you still maintain your position? We should give people choices, options. Let us not be too much, bitter towards other people's feelings and their emotion, because we entice this national conversation to our own emotions, to our own feelings. It kills the substance of the conversation and it drives people away. When someone call and he or she began to express his or her view, how she feels about her country, it is all right, in as much it might not sound tasteful to you. And this is where the method of persuasions, rules of engagement, conversation, dialogue, genuine conversation, ask her some question and see where is she coming from, why that person is saying what they are saying or why they are doing what they are doing. The electors are intolerant, they are impatient. Proportionally, these political actors, they are not tolerant as well. So to talk to people who only agree with them, what becomes of the people that disagree with you, who found themselves in different world? When you become president, representative, senator, there's nothing that you can do. You cannot undo those people. Perhaps some of them will be in your constituents and you will still want to engage them. So why not create a conversation now that when you get there tomorrow, it will not be strange, it will not be foreign, it will not be like the whole war is coming down upon you. And for us in the media, it is our responsibility to inform, to educate, and get the information out there and allow the people to make informed decisions. But we must also exercise maximum tolerance, patience, respect, and swallow the bitter pill and put out that thick skin, because we come here, we critique people as well. So it is my guess that other people too will come here and disagree with us because of their own world or their own political ideologies, whatever thing that they so much believe in, and we need to understand that. Folks, I want to thank you so much for having this conversation. It is time, those people that you are supporting as your political leader, I want to encourage you to read this book, Liberty Hijack. Liberty Hijack, it tells us the in-depth of the Liberian society, the Liberian history. What is happening now seems to be the recap or happening of the 1935 elections in Liberia. The failures of the opposition to come together to understand and someone to allow he or herself to be the political, to be the sacrificial lamb for the good of the country, they are unwillingness. And that's the good thing about the Liberian opposition. If you have followed their trend, from time to time, when it is electoral process where to form a coalition, to form a good opposition, they won. After the election is over, when it is all done, that when they can sign some sort of agreement to say they are opposition. It happened twice. Jackson Doe refused to accommodate Gabriel Backup Matthews because he believes that Matthew was a socialist or Moja trained person. His political ideology was not compatible with his. And so Jackson Doe then decided to go into the election. And we know what happens in 1985. We saw what happened in the All Liberian Conference when Taylor Forecast predicted that these politicians agreed it is all about themselves. They will be arguing, and by the time that argument is over, he will be the president of the Republic of Liberia, and that came to pass. We saw a four political party came together under the banner of coalitions or whatever it is, CPP. What happens at the end of the day? The can will kick down the road again. So the DNA, that footprint is there. How our opposition political party has behaved and they continue to behave. And this is exactly what this book told us about how liberty hijacked. The histories of how the loss of liberty divides Liberia. It is still ongoing. It is on Amazon. So I want to encourage you to buy this book. If you buy this book and read it, you will get to know the origins of what they call this so-called political leader. You will get to know the origins, how this whole political leader thing was coined. It was 1935 election. Coleman and the rest of the folks, they were doing what they could do to solidify their political grip. Until then, right, folks, it's 10:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am Alfonso Z, and so this is how we want to leave it. Thank you so much for your time, your company, your tweets, your comments. We usually go back to read and learn from you a lot because you have a lot to contribute than what we do here. Let's create a safer conversation. Thereby, I will listen to you. You listen to me. We'll put the cards on the table and we'll sort out what is applicable based on what is happening right now in our country. Please, Liberia is not a country to toy with because of you, your political greed. Some of you supporters deliberately, it's wrong. And you look at it, it's wrong with deep conscience. And you still support it and come here and give justifications of your action. You are equally and proportionally responsible of all of the bad things that are happening in Liberia. Until we can also bleach ourselves, check ourselves of things that we are doing, things that we say, things that we utter. They are also the problems what we are having today. Folks, have a pleasant evening, and thank you for sharing this beautiful wet day in the East Coast. But guess what? It almost looks like a summer yet. Have a pleasant day. Bye-bye.
DJ Square Production Classic today.
Oh, don't wait. Don't wait. Don't wait, yeah. Don't wait, my brother, don't wait. My sister, don't wait.
Don't wait till
I'm in the hospital, don't wait. I'm dying, don't wait. I need your help, don't wait.
Don't wait till I die.
Please help me, don't wait. Don't wait. I need you help me now, don't wait.
Don't wait till I die.
Don't wait till I die before you help me. If you want to help me right now.
Don't wait until someone is there before you help them. Well, we all make mistakes. We all say things. We all make wrong choices. So when somebody's making the wrong choices, you lead them, you allow them to go to make their choices. Well, other people take action based on prevailing situation because people who are supposed to give them hope, they are not giving them hope. So let us not sanction voices. Let's make all sides of Liberia be heard into the Liberian conversation.
Don't wait, don't sister. Don't wait. I said don't wait. My brethren, don't wait. Don't wait till I die before you help me. I need your help. Help me right now. I'm in the hospital, lying on my sick bed. I just need you to help me one more life, and Jehovah will bless you. Don't wait till I die to rain cast and get my body to the grave. I said don't wait when I die before you praise me. Don't wait when I die to cry for me, man. Oh, don't wait when I die to post my photo. This woman was so sick. She was saying got a point of day. I said she went from place to place, but she could not get the treatment she needed. Finally, her son took her to the hospital. And the doctor said they should prepare her.
Uma, Twaga, the Matiaka, Vosa Veras Avazocono. Quando eu vou maga, o Willow need to paget Nimeti and Nitavazo, would Damaga in a packet, in a packet Twaga, Nuva go, when Nazu, I was sick, I knew what other you if I'm a man or telling or go quinny, or go quinny. Gadate, Gada Gadi is a Caravizo. Gurka, Nakara, Gurka. No guy is a Caravizo. Ka ain't no Nuva go, Naga Yazi, Natasi Giziga was at the sea. I don't know what I would not go in the other car. A car was even now a Margarizo Vosazo. My young Havana. Nuva Havana at the Mamma no Adi say. So I'm gonna say now water in a pagging to take care of Telavagana. Glava in a pagging Gubusuaga with Tazo. Cagabuso Vama. Going to Willow Gaman in a pagaga got over, Gavaga in a pagaga got over. So now ma go Mamma Willow. Who I not figure another guy go where war. Gavasu was in the pagaga Gabusuga. So, Mama.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. I am Alfonso Zienso, and this is today's editions of Lpr-Tv Live with the panelists. The panelists are here in full to discuss, dissect, and critical issues affecting our country. Welcome to the show. I am Alfonso Zienso of the Liberia Public Radio in collaboration with the panelists. They are here in full. Welcome to the show.